that's it. It's like a 5'7", I think, so. Yeah, the first bowl is only 30 feet off the ground, you know? But it's all good. Also, there's only 2 bolts, and it's kind of like run out a little bit, but it's okay. What are you doing?
I'm no good at office, I told you. I didn't get up here.
I just want to start off with saying thank you to each and every single one of you. I am almost to 300 subscribers, and I am so grateful for the support I've received along this YouTube journey. I know this is only the beginning, and I have so much more to learn and do, but it's been an amazing ride so far. I love reading each comment, and there have been people who have said I've inspired them to make a change in their life, which I can't even explain how happy that makes me. That is the whole reason behind me wanting to start my YouTube channel. It was to hopefully inspire those watching, and to hear that I've done that just for a few people with my small audience makes me so happy and grateful, and I could not ask for more. I hope you all are living your best life, being a positive and happy person for others to be inspired by. And most importantly, I hope you all are taking care of yourselves because you deserve it. Okay, that's enough rambling. But once again, thank you so much. And if you want to be part of the Becky clan, please subscribe. It helps me out so much. So this weekend, we decided that the weather was finally cool enough for us to go visit Mount Lemmon in Tucson, Arizona. This place has a lifetime of climbing, a bunch of cool spires, such as this one, and crags upon crags. However, you don't even need to be a rock climber to enjoy this place. It is pretty touristy. A lot of people come just to see the amazing views, especially at sunset, which you will see later is just absolutely stunning. This spire that we're climbing right now is called Hitchcock Pinnacle and is probably the most prominent ones on Mount Lemmon. It's a small walk from Windy Point, a main parking lot where a lot of people go to see the views. Aaron led this climb with just 2 bolts. Thank you, Aaron, for doing so, because I'm not sure if me or Nicholas would have done so. Maybe Nick, I don't know, but me, I don't know either. Anyways, Nick and I followed him up afterwards, and we all hung out at the top and watched as the people drove or walked by. It was awesome seeing people down below looking at us in astonishment. I guess we've gotten so used to rock climbing that I forget that the average person would be like, whoa, those people are crazy for like climbing this random rock, you know? I definitely would have thought that like a year ago, and now it's just something I'm used to and is normal. Have you guys ever rappelled like this?
Better not be filming my private jet.
Oh, I am. They're so good though. Where'd you learn them?
I learned from somebody named Jackson. He's the best.
So we're trying a new thing today, and it's top rope soloing. There's no one below me. It's cool. I like it. We ended the day with more climbing and enjoying this beautiful sunset. I also want to say that this really sweet girl took this photo of me and Aaron, and we didn't even know who she was, but she was like, hey, I took a picture of y'all, like, do you want it? It was so funny and so sweet. Thanks, girl, for this really cute photo. We slept in Vanny for the night with the door cracked open a bit, and early in the morning, I started to hear something outside of the door, like something was scraping up against it. I didn't think much of it, so I kept on sleeping, but when we all woke up, we realized it was a raven pecking around the door. This guy was so hilarious and was so attached to us for some reason. Like, there were so many other cars and other people around for this bird to bother, but he just wanted to hang around us. He literally was playing around with Nicholas, and they were dancing around each other, and it was so crazy because looking into this bird's eyes just made me realize how wise he was. He wasn't just a bird. He became our friend in such a short amount of time. He was an older bird, and clearly this was his spot, his home. Unfortunately, the next morning, we heard a cry coming from outside of Vanny, and it was a girl who was devastated because the raven had just gotten ran over by a car. He was seriously so loved. I mean, this girl took him home to get him taxidermied. I'll always remember him. Rest in peace, Birdie. Be happy. I kept thinking about the bird for the rest of the day, and I just thought about how grateful I am for my life. In every single moment that I'm living and on this earth, I hope to be grateful. Life is so precious, and to be able to live these beautiful moments on this beautiful planet isn't something I should ever take for granted. Even if life is bumpy sometimes and maybe things don't go as planned, just remember that life is still beautiful and just try to be grateful for the things you do have. Sometimes if my mind starts to wander into a negative place, I will try to replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. I'll start simply thinking about what I'm grateful for. Because no matter what is going on in your life, there's always something to be grateful for, no matter what. Try to focus on those things rather than the things that you lack.
The third one's really what saves you from that.
Call me Jenny Chin, bitches.
This lead climb was the hardest one I've done thus far, even though this isn't the hardest grade I've climbed. This climb was a 5.9 plus, but I'm starting to believe that the grading system shouldn't be taken too seriously. By that I mean, I start to judge myself as a climber if I struggle on a route that is an easier grade than I'm used to. There are plenty of factors that go into grading a route, so even if you go into a climb thinking it's going to be easy due to its grade, but then you struggle, it's okay. I've led 510 plus that was easier than this route. This route made me bleed, cry, and take a whipper all in one. It was super fun figuring out all of the sections and pushing myself past what I thought I was capable of. However, it was the scariest I've ever climbed because of one run-out section. I did not notice this run-out section prior to climbing it because I've gotten to a point where I would rather start climbing and figuring out a climb as I go. I used to stare at a climb before leading it, and my thoughts would just go wild and just work up to the point of anxiety. So I've stopped doing so, and I committed to lead climbing this route without looking at it too much. You can say I was quite surprised when I went to mantle this particular section about 10 feet above the last bolt, expecting the next bolt to be right there in arm's reach. But it wasn't. When I realized I still had to make a few moves to get to the next place of protection, I was terrified. My emotions got the best of me, and I was scared, mad, and did I mention scared? I can laugh about it now, but in the moment, my emotions just got the best of me. I had to take a few moments to blubber like a baby, and then just breathe. I took a few deep breaths and started to logically think about my situation. There was no chance of me down climbing and giving up, so I had to keep going. If I had noticed that run out prior to climbing this, I don't know if I would have committed in the first place. It's really funny how the mind works because now I'm able to laugh at the situation and be proud of myself for pushing myself through this.
You got this, dude. Just focus. I believe in you. Process it all. Don't be overwhelmed, dude. You're okay. Okay.
Yes.
How many do you take a break?
Okay, roll. Take two.
Thank you so much, baby. I am so proud of you, baby.
Almost there, Gage. Oh, bro, that was nice.
Thank you.
That's
Me and Aaron were down here and it was fucking dead silent.
I know. Y'all
Because we were like, why is she taking so long? And we were like, can't say anything now, just let her clip it. And like 5 cold seconds went by and then you finally said it.
I told Aaron that I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about during the clips of him climbing, and he suggested that I talk about top roping and how you can flow through it without stressing. He said that he's always so scared to lead a route, but yet, if he were to top rope the same route, he would flow through with concise movements and not even be worrying about falling or clipping in or anything. Like I said earlier, it's funny how the mind works and how you're physically capable of doing something, but then your mind is what really stops you or what makes you hesitate. Don't get confused with Ching Charlie.
Another day, so I know what time it is anyway. Oh, he's climbing, he's climbing.
If I had been on top rope for this route, I probably would have had a smile on my face, flowing through these moves with no problem, such as Aaron here. He even stops to hump the rock because he's so comfortable and happy on top rope. But trust me, when he leads this next route, he's not going to be humping the rock all happy like this because our minds are just so powerful, and when we know that we have that risk of falling, we start to limit ourselves. We start to limit ourselves into thinking that we can't hump the rock without risking ourselves. So I think we should all just breathe and hump the rock as we please. In yoga, we learn to be present and flow through the moves with your breath. I think the difference with top roping for me is exactly that. I am able to focus on my breath and perform comfortably with each move because I'm not looking to clip the next bull and I'm not concerned about falling. When I fall on top rope, it's never even expected because I'm just flowing through the moves with a lot less fear. Earlier, when I let my emotions get the best of me, I was allowing those emotions to flow in because I wasn't living in the moment. I wasn't allowing myself to flow with each breath. Instead, I was thinking about the bolt below me and how I had to get to the next bolt. I started to go into survival mode. My adrenaline was going nuts, my thoughts were going crazy in my head. I was visualizing myself falling 40 feet. Trust me when I say that's not the place to be mentally when you're leading. Although I had run into something I was not prepared for mentally, I should have taken deep breaths and just let it go. Life isn't always going to go the way you plan. You're going to run into moments that are going to interrupt your flow. You just have to recognize it, take deep breaths, let it go, and keep going. Because in the end, everything will be okay. Alright, beautiful people, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know I had a great time during this weekend, and I personally learned a lot. I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. Please remember to leave a comment, a like, and most importantly, subscribe. If you subscribe to me, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you guys. Bye bye.